All right, thank you so much for staying with us. I introduced him earlier. Mr. Gbenga Ogunrinola is an investment and financial advisor. He joins me from the United Kingdom. Good afternoon, Mr. Ogunrinola. It is really good to see you. Very quickly, let's get into this discussion. President Trump, or President-elect Trump, is coming in and everyone is talking about him, looking at what will happen in the entire market space. Tell me what your understanding is about this and what are your expectations?
Yes, so the announcement itself that President Trump won the U.S. election actually drew some sharp reactions in the financial markets globally. You saw a lot of reactions in almost every aspect of the financial products. The foreign exchange markets went haywire, where you saw a lot of currencies losing against the U.S. dollars. And we also saw same thing replicate itself in the crypto markets, where we've been seeing consistent rise in the prices of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin leading the pack and others also following. The stock markets weren't left out too. There were sharp declines in most major economies, stock exchanges, especially in the Asian and the European markets. And we saw at least the upsurge for about a week or so of the American capital market. So when we look at even the initial reaction, it shows that there's a lot of expectations regarding President Trump coming into power for the second time. And I just believe that what we saw initially in the first 2 weeks was too much of a sharp reaction. But as time goes on, we'll see how his policies affect the global economy generally. But of course, what we can just say for now is that his second coming is going to change a lot of dynamics in the global markets.
Even the oil market, many are talking about the United States now getting some more shale oil, and that might lead to a glut. If that happens, that might also have an impact in on pricing. Do you like to react to that?
Yes, that might kind of affect the other major oil producers globally. But I believe that the oil market is quite large enough to accommodate everybody. For now, whether we have the U.S. coming on stream, as a major player in that industry, also as an exporter, because we know them as an importer, we believe that the market is wide enough for everyone to play in, and it will take a longer while before we see their dominance in that sector, if at all we would.
But looking at these relationships, do you see opportunities here? And if there are, can we highlight some of them and how can we take advantage of them?
Yeah, so opportunities in the sense that with all the rhetorics that President Trump has been making regarding what he's going to do in his second term, especially as it relates to, setting high tariffs for imported goods into the U.S., particularly China and some parts of the world. I mean, for example, in the case of the Chinese economy, is already talking about imposing a 60% tariff on all Chinese products coming into the United States. And just a day or two ago, he said I was going to increase that by 10% again, making it 70%. Now, what we are likely going to see is that there will be a sharp drop in the global inflation if that happens, because the Chinese happens to be the highest exporter of goods globally, while the United States is the highest importer globally. So we are seeing two major exporters and importers, having this trade war, and the effects on it on the general global market is that the rate of inflation is likely to reduce, because what we'll see is that the Chinese would want to maintain that dominance as the major exporter, and in doing that, they would need to bring down the prices of their goods that are being exported. So that would see a sharp global decline in inflation, and of course that would spiral to other areas and other sectors as well.
Well, it's interesting. here, and some will tell you that you need to put your money where your mouth is. Let's look at the performance of stocks now generally. Even like we say, we saw figures of Bitcoin doing pretty well when you look at the performance. But in your, give us an overview now, Asian stocks and all that you've seen. How is the market looking? Don't forget Nigerian markets too. It's been that flip-flopping in recent times.
Yes. So what we are seeing, especially as the global players await the second coming of Trump, is that there's been a lot of risk factors that are beginning to really affect the market sharply than we've had in the past. And what we are seeing is that people are becoming very quick to react to issues relating to risk. And that has caused very high volatility in recent weeks and days. I mean, if you look at the markets in Europe, for example, DAX was around 20.3 year-to-date return on investments before Donald Trump came in. And by the time he came in, that dropped sharply. As at today, it's about 15.3. The CAC, which is the French market, was about 15% before Trump came in, and it's in the negative currently as we speak. So we are seeing that quick, sharp reactions these days, which I believe that we are going to see more of that, because there are so many factors that we'll be looking into by the time President Trump comes in. And what that foretells in the investment space is that you will see more, I mean, you will see quick reactions from investors, unlike before, where there's always this watch and wait syndrome. We'll be seeing more of the quick reactions from various investors, not to be caught up in anything. We'll see more of a lot of trade and batters, you know, between countries and the U.S. We'll see a lot of realignments, because the U.S. is coming out for some countries. I mean, we've heard in recent days where he has talked about imposing tariffs on goods coming from Mexico, on Canada, and all that, which all tells us that Donald Trump is really coming out against some countries. And so we're going to see more countries, you know, coming up and taking these rules that the previous company had held before. And we'll see a lot of realignment and rebalancing in the world trade generally. But what I would just say is that it's time for investors to kind of be more savvy in their investment choices, and also in the reactions towards the market. There needs to be a new approach, as we have the U.S. having a change in government, and it seems that the man coming in is going to do a lot of rejigging. He's going to do a lot of realignments. So everybody needs to kind of look at the situation and try to see how they would also realign, so that they won't be caught napping.
So touching on Nigeria now, for the remaining 1 minute that we have to wrap up this show, do you think that the reforms are impacting confidence of investors moving forward?
Yes, I believe the reforms have been bringing in some investors, but we need more transparency, because one of the things that we've had in the past, where it had been a major issue, had been repatriation of funds. When foreign investors come in, getting out their funds has always been a challenge. It's been made much easier with these current reforms. But what we need now is stability. I mean, if there is a stability and you are able to predict, because when there's a fluctuation in investments, where you know the amount you're bringing in, but you're not sure of how much you're going to make at the end of the day, it's still going to stiffen that investment platform that has been created for foreigners, because they would want to know what they are getting at the end of the day. So that uncertainty is a major factor which we need to address, whereby there's stability in the economy and there's ease of business. I mean, with that and also transparency, I believe that that would bring in more foreign investors into the economy.
Mr. Gbenga Ogunrinola, I must thank you so much. Investment and financial advisory joined us from the United Kingdom to analyze markets and, of course, what to expect when Trump gets back to office, particularly regards to markets and trading. Thank you so very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you again.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, just wrapping up the show. Crude oil prices are mixed. U.S. Texas is selling at $70.05 with a decline of 0.07%. Brent is also selling with an upward margin of 0.01% at $74.24 per barrel. Bonny Light sells for $78.62 per barrel with a downward price review of 2.84%. And for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers are offering $73.58. 05 cents per barrel. That's our show today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, and we'll talk more business. But before then, get busy and always make the cash. I'll see ya. Stay safe.